Oh.
The suppression, the use of marijuana.
Now, I'm no coffee connoisseur, but if you're getting a Tesco own brand coffee, this is one to pick up. So you're using 50 grams, mixed with about 650 mils of water, about 700. Stir it until you get a nice little crema on top. And then you just want to make sure you get all the coffee out from around the sides. Now we wait 5 minutes. That first sip hits different when you're on prep. Black gold. Anyway, welcome back to another video in the Powerlifter to Bodybuilder series. So you'll have seen low weigh-in this morning. 79.9. What the fuck? I'm gonna give you a little bit more of a prep update when I go on my walk. But how about you say hello to my furry friend, Milo. So this is Milo. He is my dog, my family dog. I'm back in my family home because last night I was at a 30th, 2 weeks out and going out. I went to my friend's surprise 30th. I wasn't going to miss it for the world and I didn't drink, you know. First time in a long time I've exposed myself to a situation like that, a social situation, and not drank. Tough, but you know, 2 weeks out, you know, if I fell off track at this stage, it'd be a bit of a disaster. Really, it wouldn't really look too good in this channel either. So went down, had plenty of Coke Zeros. I think had about 8 Coke Zeros, which is a lot of Coke Zero, right? That's a lot of aspartame. Got home about 10, so about an hour after I usually go to sleep. Had a nice sleep here in my family home. Now we're gonna go for a walk, and we are going to train at Platinum, where it all began. So obviously my journey all began in this house here, taking progress pictures in the exact same place that you would have seen my check-in or my posing video anyway for this channel. Started here, and we're going back to the gym where I first fell in love with training. So yeah, I'll see you on the walk, and I'm going to give you a bit more of a prep update. Here we go, back to where it all began. Okay, here we are, people. Time for the prep update. So training is all complete. I'm back up in town, out on walk number 2 of the day. So last week was probably the toughest week of prep, right? Energy pretty much on the floor the entire week, dragging myself through every single training session. I think I had one good training session last week, which was my first one of the week, which also contributed to my energy being on the floor. So I trained legs on the Tuesday, which was like RDLs and hack squats, and I definitely pushed my limits way too much. I was not leaving enough reps in the tank, and I definitely paid for it. Like that day I got home, and even when I was doing check-ins, I was pretty much useless. Then rest of my sessions during the week, you've seen obviously the deadlift session I had with Joe Kelly. That was okay, but on my upper body sessions, like I was deloading my upper body. And now, I don't know, like if anybody has experienced this in the comments, or who's watching, let me know in the comments. But do you feel more tired during a deload because you know it's a deload session, or are you just tired? Like I can never really tell, because sometimes I go into sessions and I'm feeling like very tired throughout the day and I have an absolutely fantastic session, but once it's meant to be a deload session, I suppose I'm not really going in there with the kind of same kind of attack mindset, but it definitely does affect how I feel about the training session subsequently, and then how that affects my day too. But yeah, energy throughout this week is pretty poor, as well, dealing with, like, let's say a little bit of low confidence throughout the week, just feeling like I'm not ready yet. Now, taking my check-in pictures today has given me a little bit more confidence, because I feel like I'm almost there. I feel like I'm like about 95% of the way there. I don't know if I want to be 100% ready for the first show, because you know, I could potentially have a good few shows, so I don't really know how long I can hold 100% condition for. But yeah, dealing with a bit of low confidence during the week. I think one of the reasons being is, like, I definitely felt like extremely deflated, like in terms of my muscles throughout the entire week. I felt like the refeed I had last weekend like really disappeared pretty quickly, and even the one I had on Friday there, I almost feel like that like pretty much disintegrated like almost like in like 12 hours. So that definitely had me a little bit deflated, and like even throughout the week my energy was so low that generally I go over my step target for the day, but Friday was the first day in 24 weeks where I actually went underneath it. And it wasn't actually underneath it, I was still within the range that I meant to go to, but it was the first day that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let the average do the work here for me this week, because I was feeling useless. And you know, well, that's me taking a little bit of an L in terms of my mindset on that day. Overall, I'm still sticking to the plan, and I have to remember at this stage, with being 2 weeks out, that pushing myself really hard is probably not the best thing, because I need to start dropping as much fatigue as I can, because a tired body is not going to look good on stage. And then thankfully, dropping fatigue is exactly what we're going to be doing over the next 2 weeks. So I had a mini check-in with Brad on Thursday, and basically today's my last day of eating peasant food. So as you will have known, for like the last 8 to 9 weeks, I've been having like 2350 calories for 6 days of the week. Then my one high day this week, my calories are getting bumped up by 10%. They're going up to 2600. So it's a nice 250 calorie increase, and 250 calories when you're on prep, that is going to be sweet, right? I've already kind of planned out my week, what I'm going to have. Now my high days are going down slightly, because my high days are going to be increasing in frequency. So this week I've got 2 high days. I've got one on Wednesday and I got one on Sunday at the start of peak week. My high day is only going down by about 90 calories, so not that much. So overall, my deficit is being decreased. I'm still in a deficit because my projected maintenance is like 3,200. So I should still lose weight, but I should start to have better training performance. I should start to look as if I'm filling out a little bit more. Like, you know, I could potentially end up accelerating my rate of loss, okay, as my metabolism starts to kind of uptick a little bit more with extra food coming in. And then steps are pretty much going to be remaining the same. so 95 to 105,000 per week. I have to confirm with Brad whether cardio is going. I won't hear back from him until Tuesday, so I'm going to do my cardio session in the morning. It's only 15 minutes, no water. And yeah, training should start to pick up again, as this week I've got full volume training, and the following week training is going to be slightly adjusted for the show week, but you know, I'll update you on that in the following week's check-in. And then this week as well, it's going to be pretty exciting. So not only do I have that calorie increase coming, but I also have 2 photo shoots planned. So I have one with Mark Stell. So Mark is going to be recording a session with myself and Emma for YouTube. So the training content is going to actually be of decent quality. It's not just going to be a YouTube voiceover of myself. And then on the Thursday, following the high day, so it should be nice and full, I have a photo shoot with Stephen Black. Never done a photo shoot before, so I'm really excited for this week. But yeah, it's gonna be very fun. The next 2 weeks are gonna be, well, the next month is gonna be really fun, because I've got 3 shows lined up, right? Got WMBF, NBFI, then the Classic Physique in October. So things are gonna start happening, and you know, I'm really grateful for everybody who has been watching this series from the start up until now, or even if you just started tuning in from last week. I know that last week's video had a lot of views, so I really do appreciate every single person who likes the videos, who comments, who gives me feedback, who even watches like a minute of me chatting shite, because you know, this prep it's meant a lot to me. It's been the accumulation of so many years of hard work, and to kind of see it all starting to pay off now is satisfying beyond belief. So yeah, while a tough week was had, if in my entire prep I have one tough week where I have self-doubt, where I am way lower in energy, where my hunger is way more increased, you know, I'd call that a pretty successful prep, like regardless of how I do on stage. I think that is like, it's kind of reflective of the amount of time I've spent, like, you know, managing my body composition, managing my nutrition. And I want people to realize who are watching this, like, I did not start off where I am now. Like, I had the exact same struggles as everybody who may be watching this video and does not have the results that they want. You know, I had to go through the fire and get through to the other side. I had poor sleep habits, poor training habits, I wasn't strong, poor nutrition, you know, the exact same problems as everybody else. But you know, if you commit to something for years and years and years, and you know, you scale your intensity every year, you're gonna get some fantastic results. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I can't wait to bring you through the next few weeks. We're almost there. Let's go.